If you are thinking कि आप Canada आओगे for the freedom, then you're being partial. And that's not the right approach. You should come to Canada knowing that there's a lot of hard work to get that freedom. Hello, my YouTube loves. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, then welcome to my channel. If you are watching the video but haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You just have to click this button and आप subscriber बन जाओगे. उसके लिए thank you very much. Today's video is going to be all about Canada, my life in Canada, my student life in Canada, why I chose it, how did I go to Canada, any questions that you have asked me, and कुछ ऐसे questions आते हैं जिसके मैं आंसर नहीं दे सकती because मुझे उसकी या तो knowledge नहीं है या rules change हो गए हैं. So उस हिसाब से मैं आज जितना questions को answer कर सकती हूँ, I'm going to answer your questions. There are a few questions that I've written down that were the most common, so I am going to only answer those. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I do respond to all my messages, so that would be lovely to help you out. One thing I will mention कि अगर आप international studies के लिए सोच रहे हैं, if you want to go and study internationally, especially or specifically Canada में, then I have a few contacts that are very reliable and somebody I personally trust. I will share them in the description down below in this video. Feel free to reach out to them. This is not a promotion. It's somebody I personally know and personally consult. So feel free to reach out to them if you have any questions. So good luck with that, and you can freely contact them. Question number 1. Why did you choose Canada? Good question, because इतनी countries का option होता है to go when you want to study or move to. The answer to this question from me would be I did not choose Canada, if I'm being extremely honest. मुझे बिल्कुल idea भी नहीं था कि मैं जब graduate हो जाऊंगी that I will move to Canada or I will leave Bombay. I always wanted to stay in Bombay. This was a decision my grandfather made. For me, I did not see a long-term plan in going to Canada, but he did. So I will add something. After a struggle mentally, Canada जाने के बाद, when I look back now, I am so grateful that my grandfather pushed me to move to Canada because that was the best decision in my life. The reason he chose Canada was actually pretty personal. My immediate family had already moved to Canada about 5 to 6 years prior to me moving, I think a little more. So they had a better understanding of life in Canada, and my Nanu and Nani are well traveled. So they understood the country, they understood what it offers, and that's the decision they made कि हम Canada भेजेंगे आपको. And that's how we decided कि Canada was the country. Looking back now, would I have chosen a different country? Absolutely not. Canada is a fantastic country, and I'm so glad I chose Canada to be in, because now that I look back, life is so much more settled because of that country. And I'm so grateful for it. So yes, Canada is awesome. Second question, what visa did you get? I had finished my graduation in Bombay and I wanted to pursue my master's, which is why I came on a student visa. And also at that time, मैंने और मेरे नानू ने एक बात settle कर ली थी हमारे बीच कि I will go to Canada just to test the water. So the best way to do that was to go on student visa. अगर मुझे वो 1-2 साल में नहीं अच्छी लगती country और मैं नहीं settle होती, तो my plan was to always come back to Bombay, which was something I thought, but my nanu always knew that I wasn't coming back. I was going to stay there. I was going to love it eventually. So how student visas work or worked, मुझे अभी current क्या चल रहा है वो नहीं पता. आप definitely contact करें जिस consultant से आप already in touch होंगे, or the people that I'm going to mention in my description. Get in touch with them and see how this works. But to my knowledge, it depends on the course you take. अगर आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हो 1 साल की, तो आपको 1 साल का स्टूडेंट वीजा मिलेगा. अगर 2 साल की कर रहे हो 2 साल का मिलेगा. तो मुझे 2 साल का मिला था. वो इसलिए था क्योंकि मैं 2 साल पढ़ने का प्लान करी थी. So I came to Canada on a student visa. Next question is, what did you study? Again, good question. When I was in India, in school actually, I was really good in science, and सबको लगा था कि स्कूल खत्म होने के बाद कॉलेज में मैं साइंस लूंगी, डॉक्टर बनूंगी, बट मेरे अंदर वो जिगरा या वो दिल नहीं है. So मैंने तो डिसाइड कर लिया था कि मैं डॉक्टर नहीं बनूंगी. अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैंने बिल्कुल भी रिसर्च नहीं की थी उस टाइम पे. There are so many things I could have picked instead of being a doctor that I just had no idea about, and that's on me, that's not on anybody else. So I chose to go into commerce and I took business management, and that's what I graduated in. After that, I wanted to pursue my masters. India has some really good universities, so my plan was to pursue my masters in those universities. बिल्कुल मुझे आइडिया नहीं था कि मेरा मास्टर्स कनाडा में होगा. जब ये फाइनल हो गया था कि जाना है, तब मुझे और रिसर्च करनी चाहिए थी. The one thing that I did not understand was there are so many courses in Canada that you can pick, and you can change your career or you change your educational background or whatever you've studied very easily. And you can completely flip from commerce to science or back to arts. It's very, very easy. India में मेरा exposure बहुत limited था. Canada में जब मैं जा रही थी अपने masters के लिए, I had picked human resources management क्योंकि commerce के बाद वही मेरे दिमाग में था, and realized it's not for me. Then I switched it, and then I completed my postgrad in digital marketing management. Looking back, would I have switched my courses? Yes, because मुझे बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं था उस टाइम पे कि मैं कौन से कोर्सेज ले सकती थी. जब मैं कनाडा आ गई तब मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि यार मैं तो बहुत कुछ चेंज कर सकती थी यहाँ पे. The reason I did not go back to school after completing my postgrad was because बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेंसिव होती है इंटरनेशनल फी जो कनाडा में होती है. मुझे बाकी कंट्रीज का नहीं पता, which I'm pretty sure वैसा ही होता है, but कनाडा में the fees for your education is pretty expensive. So I wish I chose better, but it led me to where I am right now. So I'm actually pretty happy with my choices. I'm glad I completed my education because I did not even want to go to Canada in the first place. All right, next question. How is the education system? The education system in Canada is obviously fantastic. It is great. What I did personally speaking notice from my experience, and this is just my opinion and just my experience, and that is that Canadian school system is very serious. The students are very serious. बहुत ज़्यादा assignments थी, and वो सारी assignments को लोग बहुत seriously लेते हैं. If you get an assignment today, they will start working on it today and finish it. India में it's pretty laid back, and you have your friends helping you. You study, you take your time, you have a bond with your teacher. It's more fun. School life is more fun. That's what I noticed. School and college life in India for me was amazing. You make so many friends, which in Canada, it could be my fault because I wasn't keen on Canada in the first place. So for the first 2 years, I was sulking. I was not liking anything. तो हो सकता है उस वजह से भी. But also it's very modern, it's very easygoing. You can eat in front of your teacher. You can come in and go out of the class whenever you want. If you need to answer a phone call, you can, which is so different from India. India में ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं होता. आप खा के दिखाओ अपने teacher के सामने. It is not possible. But again, it was fine. I just did not have fun in college in Canada. The experience for me was very serious. It was just not laid back at all. Another thing, very important thing about the education system here, which is very different from India. इंडिया में आप गूगल को रेफर कर सकते हो और गूगल पे चेक कर सकते हो जो भी आप प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हो, और अगर आपको कोई चीज़ अच्छी लगती है तो आप अपने वर्ड्स में उसको लिख सकते हो गूगल से लेके. इनफैक्ट आप काफ़ी चीज़ें कॉपी पेस्ट भी कर सकते हो, लेकिन दैट इज एक्सट्रीमली नॉट ओके over here in Canada. It is absolutely frowned upon. In fact, आपको fail कर दिया जाता है. They have computerized systems to find out कि आपका पेपर इंटरनेट पे कहीं से तो नहीं कॉपी किया गया. Even a few sentences are not okay. Second, they have ways to find out कि आपका पेपर कहीं किसी और स्टूडेंट से तो नहीं कॉपी किया गया. All of this is in place, so you cannot do this. You have to write it on your own. So that was very different because India में copy paste करो या किसी friend को बोल दो लिख दो या friend से copy करके लिख दो. That was something I've done. Maybe in universities in India that's not the scene. It's very similar to this, but I haven't been in universities in India, so I cannot speak for them. But I still think school system in India is much more fun. It's really nice and it really teaches you a lot of things. That's kind of giving India a lot more points on that. But one thing in India that I would say was not better than Canada is Canada में काफी practical आपको पढ़ाया जाता है. So the assignments they give you is also not very theory based. It's very experience based. They'll ask you to do something that will be very similar to what you would do in the real world. Not exactly, but quite similar. इंडिया में इट इज वेरी थियोरी बेस्ड, बहुत लिखते हैं हम, इतने पेपर्स, इतनी सप्लीमेंट्स ले लेके. So I feel India is very theory heavy, but Canada is not theory heavy, it's more practical. So that's a good thing about Canada. But again, India is more fun. So that's what I think. Next question. How is the job market in Canada? Now this is a question I receive on a weekly basis and I do not know how to answer it because it depends on your education. It depends on your choice of work that you're looking for. It depends on the field of work that you have experience in, whether you have an experience or you are a beginner. The only thing I can tell you is Canada में कोई भी काम छोटा नहीं है. So this is very different from India. Unfortunately, India में ऐसा होता है कि labor work या कोई type का जो work है, it's not really considered respectable, which is wrong. But in Canada, you can do any kind of work and you are respected. So that's something I absolutely loved. Canada में in fact आपने सुना होगा काफी जन जो international students आते हैं वो subways में, cafeterias में, McDonald's में jobs लेते हैं. Which again, you're thinking this is not probably the greatest thing, but in Canada, it's actually amazing that people are working hard without any barrier in their minds of the job title. There is one thing in Canada that I find very different from India. India में networking को ज़्यादा importance नहीं दी जाती. Networking मतलब जैसे अगर मेरे डैड का बिजनेस है और वो मुझे ही उस बिजनेस का बाद में CEO बना देते हैं, that means that I'm going through my dad's connection and then I don't have any credibility. People will look at me and say, यार ये तो अपने डैड के कनेक्शन से गई है, इसके पास अपना टैलेंट तो है नहीं. Which is very different in Canada. In Canada, in fact, you have to network, speak to so many people, go to networking events and find out who's looking for a job. Networking is huge in Canada, which I also struggled with in the first 2-3 years. मुझे था मैं अपने दम पे करूँगी, मुझे किसी से network नहीं करना, but it is a very normal thing in Canada to network and get to know people and then ask them for recommendation or if they know of somebody that you could go to find a job, which is very normal. Now, which job gets you more money and if it's a successful market right now or not, that is something I am not going to comment on. It totally depends. So that is something that I will base on your research. The only advice I will give you is when you arrive in Canada, do not put a barrier on your mind. Next question is, what was or is your job? Canada आने से पहले I did not work, but जब मैं Canada आई, my very first job was in teaching. I was a gymnastics coach. So मैंने जो भी अपने courses लिए थे ना, मैंने उसके साथ internship ली थी. It's a choice. I would highly recommend taking internships because that is the way you will get a job and you get your foot in the door. अगर आप अच्छा perform करते हो तो वो company आपको hire कर सकती है और अगर आपको वो नहीं भी अच्छी लगती company, then you can move on with experience in your hand. So for me, it was important I take internships and I took my internship in the first year of my postgrad in human resources. And while I was teaching, as a gymnastics teacher, I got a job in the hospitality industry in human resources management. That's how I joined the hotel that I worked for 7 years. And after I even went back for digital marketing, after my human resources, I decided मुझे नहीं करना. मैं digital marketing में भी internship ली. And जब मैं media companies में देख रही थी कि मैं वहाँ internship करूँगी, तो मेरे होटल ने मुझसे कहा था कि please don't go anywhere. You can do that internship with us and we'll provide you all the papers. So I did the internship in their marketing department. The reason I stuck so long in hospitality, even though my education was not in hospitality. A lot of jobs in Canada will either sponsor you or give you a management position where you yourself can apply for permanent residency. That's exactly what my workplace did. My hotel was so supportive and so fantastic when it came to me applying for immigration, for permanent residency in Canada. They gave me everything I needed. Unfortunately, my hotel shut down to become a residential building, but also fortunately, which is a blessing in disguise, जो हम कहते हैं हमेशा जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. Exactly when I met my husband Varun and हम decide कर रहे थे कि अब हम next step लेंगे and I will move to the US. That's exactly when my hotel shut down. So for me, I was anyways moving to the US and I had decided that I'm going to change my career, which is why now I went from teaching to hospitality to now I am working in tech and media. Final question that will sum up this entire video is, how is life in Canada? I will start with difficult things first. Obviously, there's a big culture shock when you come to Canada. बहुत ही silent है Canada. मैं बॉम्बे से आती हूँ. आप सुबह जब उठते हो बॉम्बे में तो आप नेबर्स के कुकर की सीटी की वजह से उठते हो. Canada is very quiet. I came from a very fast city, so Canada was extremely slow. सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पे 8 बजे बंद हो जाती थी. कोई भी रेस्टोरेंट जाना 8 बजे बंद हो जाता था. स्टोर देखो 7 बजे बंद हो जाता है. So for me, it took a while to adjust because Bombay is almost open all night. So nightlife wise, it was very specific to weekends. When I came to Canada, there's one thing I will reiterate. It's not an easy life. सबको ऐसे एक इम्प्रेशन होता है, मुझे लगता है कभी कभी बैक होम कि ओह कनाडा व्हाट एन इजी लाइफ. फॉर मी कनाडा हैज टॉट मी टू बी इंडिपेंडेंट. मैं इंडिया में बहुत स्पॉइल्ड थी. कभी एक बिल भी नहीं भरा था मैंने, कोई मनी नहीं कमाया था कभी इंडिया में. जो मैंने कनाडा में अर्न किया जब मैं मूव आउट हो गई, आई रियलाइज मुझे रेंट भरना है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का बिल, इंटरनेट बिल, ग्रोसरीज लेने जाना, कब लेने जाना, एवरीथिंग यू हैव टू बजट फॉर. And that kind of makes you very responsible. So the responsible part of me evolved in Canada, and that would have not happened in India if I was still under my grandparents' wings. So when I look back now, it was the best decision ever that my grandfather made for me, and I love Canada as a country. The country is so sweet and so nice. If you are considering to come here, just know life in Canada in the first few years is a struggle. Not just financially, emotionally and mentally, it is a struggle. But it gets better. If you're good, if you choose the right path, you know what right and wrong is. If you make the right decision, you will find a way to settle in Canada and you will absolutely love this country because it is a land of opportunities. It does give you every opportunity under the sun that you may require or need to pursue your dreams. So fikar mat karo. In the long run, it all feels amazing. If you are strong enough to make that decision to move to Canada, then I think you're strong enough to put in the hard work that you need to. So I hope you like this video and I helped you with my questions. If you have any more questions, please reach out to me directly and I will try and answer them. If I can't answer them, I will direct you to the people who are experts in this field. Don't forget to live, laugh, eat a lot of potatoes, and I will see you next Friday.